Hey everybody, Crazy Cosmo here, coming back at you with episode 10 of Why Was It Cancelled, and today we're talking about the show Surface on NBC, which aired for 15 episodes in 2006. Now, like some of the other shows on this list already, Surface had a few things going against it before the show even reached television. See, the show was originally called Fathom. In fact, Fathom was the television title for so long that Regal Cinemas actually printed popcorn buckets, bags, and drinks with the term Fathom on it, which meant that many viewers didn't recognize the show as Surface when it first hit television. The second was actually the fact that it was filmed on location in Wilmington, North Carolina, meaning that the visual effects were extremely expensive because of how far away from Hollywood they were, and they were also extremely difficult to replicate, which was evident in the quality of the visual effects that Surface had to offer. Number 3, creators Jonas and Josh Pate were constantly battling with NBC executives over which tone the show was going to take. The creators favored leaning more into the E.T.-style family-friendly aspect of the show, whereas the executives wanted something darker, more akin to Lost. Thankfully, the creators were borne out to be correct, as viewers locked onto a specific character. The CGI-created sea beast, Nimrod, which was being raised as a part of the show. Ultimately, the pilot and the lovable Nimrod did entice audiences enough to get a full season order from NBC. However, the cost of the show was so prohibitive, they weren't willing to give a full 24. They actually whittled down the first season to the 15 that we got and said, be happy with that. We also, once again, see the completely ill-timed and illogical idea of a hiatus. This show went up until November, ended, and didn't start again until January, meaning that even Nimrod wasn't enough to bring back viewers when the show came back in January. It also needs to be mentioned that during the 2005-2006 television season, Surface was released alongside both ABC's Invasion and CBS's Threshold, meaning that 3 shows with very similar plots and very similar tones were all released simultaneously, which very much diluted the market and made for a feeling of copycat syndrome where each person kind of picked their own favorites. And well, it kind of drew the viewer pool into 3 separate camps, meaning that all 3 shows were canceled by May of 2006. It was originally theorized that Surface might survive the Purge because it was slightly different with the advent of Nimrod. However, this was of course not the case. Between the cost of production, the distance from Hollywood, and the fact that the show was taking a different turn than the executives wanted, it was really just an equation for the show being canceled and left behind. Crazy Cosmo, signing off.